Hey guys, welcome to another video on our channel. Today we've got some spoiler recaps to do. Spoiler season started today, so exciting.
Woo! Spoiler season, baby!
I love spoiler season. This is like my favorite time. Anyway, so we thought it would be a good idea to just recap what's been happening, and yeah.
Yeah, there was some good stuff. Day one that kicked off with a good bang. I'm excited for the rest of what Everfest can bring. But let's talk about what today brought us. Well, today, and we're going to do the cards that were spoiled before, in case any of you haven't seen them yet.
That's a good idea. So maybe let's start with Icelander. She's our new elemental wizard hero. She's got 18 health, 4 intelligence. She also has Essence of Ice. Her ability is, if it's not your turn, you may play non-attack action cards with blue color strips from your arsenal as though they were an instant. And whenever you play an ice card during an opponent's turn, you create a frostbite token under their control.
Wow. Alright, so this card already started off really interesting, giving us another wizard, something people have always wanted, and giving them the Essence of Ice. I think this drastically changes the play patterns for Kano. You're still going to try to burn out your opponent, you'll use your Crucible, you'll use Metacarpus Node, and cards like that to burn your opponent, but it's probably going to be a little bit slower. You're focusing on blue cards from your arsenal for your instant speed. You can play ice cards like Channel Lake Frigid at instant speed at the beginning of your opponent's turn. Really good way to mess up their tempo and make them play more at your speed while you try to finish them off with some arcane damage.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy, I think. She's going to be running a lot of blue cards, obviously, but it's not a bad idea, and it still does a lot of damage.
Yeah, no, I think she'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to play her in Blitz now. Let's move on to Macho Grande. It's a new Guardian attack. It is a common, so it'll pitch for red, yellow, blue. Costs 7, the red attacks for 10, and it blocks for 3. It does have Dominate.
So this card is really interesting. Just inherent Dominate. It's like Glacial Footsteps, but without needing to fuse it. This card, I think, would be really good with our Guardians, as the blue pitch specifically. Just being able to pay for 6 if you have a Seismic Surge token off of your Tectonic Plating, and being able to attack for 8 with Dominate just seems pretty strong. And then, it's just a good pitch card that has resources if you need it.
Yeah, totally. And with Valda's special ability, we'll talk about her in a second, it might even cost less.
Yeah, if she's able to get a bunch of Seismic Surges. So let's move on and get to see her.
Oh, not her yet. We'll talk about this round's on me first. It's a generic action, costs 1, pitches for blue. It is a Majestic, and it blocks for 3. Each hero draws a card. Until the start of your next turn, attacks that target you have -1 power with Go Again.
Yeah, this card's sweet. I think it's a good card to prevent some aggro damage, giving all of their attacks -1 if they like to go wide. Good against those Rune Blades like Chain, Briar, Viscerai, Bolton. I think that this card could be pretty good. And once again, it synergizes with the Guardian that we're hopefully going to talk about here in a sec.
Yeah, I think it's a great card, and I just love the art. Look at them all being friends. I love it. All right, Life of the Party. So this one was part of the, was it January Armory?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So it costs 2, pitches for red, yellow, and blue. The red attacks for 4, and it blocks for 2. You may discard or destroy a card you control named Crazy Brew rather than play Life of the Party's cost. If you do, choose all modes, otherwise choose 1 at random. So the 3 modes are Life of the Party gains when this hits gain 2 life, Life of the Party gains +2 power, or Life of the Party gains Go Again.
I think this card's a lot of fun. I really like the flavor of it. Just Life of the Party, everyone's drinking, having a good time. I don't know if this card's actually any good, having to play Crazy Brew just to be able to get the optimal amount of this card. And even then, it's 2 for 6 with Go Again, which isn't bad. It's a good rate, but I don't know if that's worth putting all of these into your deck. So, fun card. I don't know if it's that competitive.
Yeah. Well, and if you don't choose to give it +2 power, it's 2 for 4, which...
Yeah, without the Crazy Brew, I think this card is just kind of bad. 2 for 4 with Go Again, or 2 for 6, or 2 and gain 2 life. None of those things are particularly on rate.
Yeah. Let's move on to Valda Bright Axe.
All right, we've teased her enough. Here she is.
Oh, So exciting. She has 21 health. She's a young guardian. Whenever an opponent draws a card during an action phase, create a seismic surge token for each card drawn this way. At the start of your turn, if you control 3 or more seismic surge tokens, cards you own with Crush gain Dominate.
I think this Guardian's really interesting. She opens up a lot of new space, but I don't know how useful her ability will actually be. You're dependent on your opponent drawing cards. So you can do that with your own kind of cards. You can play cards like Coax a Commotion, which lets you end your opponent draw a card. Or This Round's on Me lets both of you draw a card, so that gives you a Seismic Surge token. It makes the card, even though it's asymmetrical, it benefits both of you. It benefits you a little bit more because you're also getting a Seismic Surge token. And if you can get 3 of them, your attacks get Dominate, which is obviously really good. So the decks that come to mind for me that draw a lot of cards is like Ninja when they're trying to Whelming Gust Wave, Snatch. They used to run Plunder Run, but not anymore, sadly, as that card is gone.
Well, they can do it in Blitz still, and she's a Blitz hero.
That's true. She's young, so Plunder Run is still applicable to her.
At least for the next little while.
Yeah. But I think she'll be a lot of fun. I like that she starts at 21 health. It's the first time we've seen someone have greater than 20.
Yeah.
So if she ever gets an adult hero one day, she'll have 42 health.
Oh, no thanks. I'm good.
So yeah, I think she's a lot of fun, and it'll be a good card to bring to your local armory events.
I agree. It's gonna be fun. Our next card is Even Bigger Than That. It's a rare. It's a generic instant. Cost 0, pitches for, I'm assuming, red, yellow, blue. Play Even Bigger Than That only if you've dealt physical damage this turn. Then you opt 3 and then reveal the top card of your deck. If it has power greater than the amount of damage you've dealt, create a Quicken token and draw a card.
This card is interesting. So the yellow and blue will just opt 2 and opt 1. So once you deal damage, you can play this card at instant speed to hopefully draw a card and make a Quicken token. I don't know about this card. I feel like it could be good. It's card draw, but it doesn't have go again.
It is an instant, though.
I mean, yeah, it is an instant, so what you want is to play it after an attack that already has go again. You've drawn a card, you get the Quicken token. But it requires you to push damage. If your opponent blocks you out, this card will just sit in your hand. I don't know. This card's interesting. I think it could be really good, but it's not standing out to me as something great yet.
That's fair. I think that's fair. The Quicken token is interesting, though. We haven't seen a lot of Quicken tokens recently.
Yeah.
I feel like the last thing we saw was Flock of the Featherwalkers in whatever set that was.
Yeah, back at the beginning.
Yeah. So the comeback of Quicken tokens is really interesting to me.
Yeah, Quicken tokens are really good, helping to give your non-go again cards go again. Helps with cards like Kasai or Dorinthia, or basically any hero loves getting go again.
Oh yeah, I know my Viserai loves getting go again. So let's move on. We have a new generic offhand equipment. It's called the Arcane Lantern, and it just has Arcane Barrier 1.
Yeah, I think this card's really awesome, giving access to every hero with a one-handed weapon, another source of Arcane Barrier. It could be really funny to run against a ninja just running one Kodachi, but now they have another source of Arcane Barrier. Your Kasai could have Arcane Barrier in her other hand. You could run Winter's Wail and Arcane Barrier. Ooh. I think this card's sweet. I think it adds a lot of utility to a lot of different heroes. And more Arcane Barrier is just always good. As Wizards will probably get more support and become better, I think we just need more Arcane Barrier.
That's so true. Do you think we're going to get more one-handed weapons then?
I hope so. I think this is a good indicator of it, because right now the only ones that have one-handed weapons are Guardian, Ninja, Warrior, and Brutes have the Mandible Claws. I think, is that all of them? I think that's it.
I think that might be it, yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll start to see some one-handed weapons for the others.
Gosh, I hope so. Let's do Wild Ride next. So it looks like this is a common brute action. Costs 2. The red attacks for 6. It does not block, which kind of sucks, but when you attack with Wild Ride, draw a card, then discard a random card. If a card with 6 or more power is discarded this way, Wild Ride gains go again.
I think this card's awesome. I like it. Not being able to block is definitely a big hindrance. That might hold it back from seeing play. But 2 with Go Again is really good if you're playing brutes and you didn't roll very well on your scab skin leathers. This is still a way to be able to go wide. So pitch a yellow for 2, discard a card from another source, and then come in with like a claw or your club. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I think so too. And 2 for 6 isn't bad.
Yeah.
The next one is Knickknack BrickaBrack. That's a name. It's a generic majestic action. It costs 3, pitches for red, blocks for 2. As an additional cost to play Knickknack BrickaBrack, you may destroy any number of copper, silver, and or gold you control. Search your deck for a card with amulet, potion, or talisman in its name, put it into the arena, then shuffle. For each 4 copper, 2 silver, or 1 gold destroyed this way, repeat this process.
I think this card's hilarious, like being able to finally turn all of that excess copper you make with Kasai into potions or talismans. I think is something to do so you don't just have a pile of tokens on the table. How good it actually is, I don't know. I think ideally you crack a bunch of copper and then go like get some health potions, time snap potions, and hope to go off. So while I love it, I love the name, I love the flavor, I don't know how good it is. Not that many heroes even make the coins yet, really.
No, not really.
So a cool card, and I think it's just going to get better as we see more amulets and potions come out, a couple which we'll talk about in a minute. This card just gets better the more you're able to search those out and put them out for free.
Well, I think it's really interesting, too, because we know we have the copper tokens, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the silver might have been...
Yep, they revealed the silver today. Mm-hmm. So it's like copper, but it's pay 3 instead of pay 4 to draw a card.
That's awesome. And gold. So there's going to be gold, too, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, if we see gold this set, I think it's safe to presume that gold's going to be pay 2, draw a card, which would just be awesome and open up a lot of potential. So I guess maybe this card is hinting that we'll see silver and gold, or maybe we'll get silver this set and we're not going to get gold until the next supplemental set.
Yeah, that's not a bad theory. Next card is pick a card, any card. All right, this looks like a fun one. It's a rare, costs 0, blocks for 2. Look at the target opponent's hand, then name a card. Then choose a random card from their hand and reveal it. If it's the named card, create a silver token. Repeat this process thrice with Go Again.
All right, well, here's the card that Legend Story Studios hinted at with having the word thrice in it. So here it is. I think this card's a lot of fun, really flavorful for Everfest, just coming up and playing a carnival game. Being able to get a silver token is not bad, just paying 0 and then kind of playing a guessing game, but silver is just a way to filter your blues into another card. If you're playing a really heavy aggro deck and you just happen to draw a bunch of blues, silver's a good way to turn those blues into reds, just basically for free. I think this card could see some play as a way to, like I said, just smooth out those hands, especially if you're playing a deck that plays a lot of the same named card, right? Because I think ideally in this you want to play it against a hero that you might see multiple copies of a card. Like against your Viserai, I would love to see 2 Rune Flashes in your hand, and then being able to say Rune Flash and pick 3 and be able to make a couple silver tokens, that could just be good value.
Well, now I have to fix my Viserai deck.
No, you're fine.
All right, let's talk about Bravo Star of the Show.
The big reveal for the day.
Oh my goodness. Guys, he's kind of nuts. So he's going to be a majestic. He's an elemental guardian hero. And he's adult, so he's got 40 health. You can play him in CC. He has essence of earth, ice, and lightning.
All of the Arya talents.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared. At the start of your turn, you may reveal an earth, an ice, and a lightning card from your hand. It has to be all 3. If you do, the next attack action card with cost 3 or greater you play this turn gains +2 power, dominate, and Go Again.
Yeah, so this card's crazy. Just let that all soak in. He can play all of the talents. He's a guardian. He's an adult hero, so with ProQuest season coming up, you can probably expect to see this hero. There's so much to say about this card. I don't even know if we can cover it all in this video. But this opens up so many possibilities for Bravo. Being able to play Oaken Old, Winter's Wail, Channel Mount Heroic, Pulse of Eisenloft, Crown of Seeds, Heart of Ice, Shock Charmers. He can blink. He can do so much. And that ability seems like something that could make your deck really inconsistent. Trying to get all 3 of those without getting pulses could be difficult. But you don't need to use this ability very many times before. It's just crazy. Being able to give anything +2 dominate and go again is just so good. Like, you reveal the 3 cards. Let's say they're all blue. You reveal Ice, Earth, Lightning. You pitch 2 of them, play Crippling Crush with go again. And it has dominate. It's coming in for 13. And then you still have another blue cost that you can pitch to swing with, like, your hammer. I think this card is amazing. I think he's going to be a great hero and something people need to watch out for.
He's bonkers.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. So get your copies now because he is great.
Oh, I am so excited to play Bravo now. The next card is Smashing Good Time. The British woman in me is very excited. So this is a rare, so it'll pitch for red, yellow, blue. Costs 0, blocks for 2. The next time an attack action card hits a hero this turn, you may destroy an item they control with cost 2 or less. If Smashing Good Time is played from Arsenal, the next attack action card you play this turn gains +3, and it has go again.
So I know the British in you loves it, but the Austin Powers fan in me loves it. It's smashing, baby, yeah! This card made our Discord go crazy angry, just everyone thinking that Dash is dead. It's going to ruin Mechanologist forever. Why would they print this? It's just so good. And I do agree that this card is obviously very good against Mechanologist. Being able to play this card and make all of your attacks able to kill their induction chambers, their purifiers. This card could be really good. However, I don't know how often you're going to actually see it. Unless Dash gets a huge amount of support and just becomes the meta like Briar was, I don't think this card is actually going to take spots in your 80. Unless you're planning for your local meta, maybe you have a lot of local dashes. I don't know if you're going to want this card. Because if you're not playing against Dash, it's a card you put into Arsenal, you flip it up, and you can get +3, +2, +1. And it only blocks for 2, it doesn't have great defensive value. So while this card is very good against Mechanologists, I actually don't know if it'll see that much play. I also think it's interesting that it's just against items with cost 2 or less. Some part of me thinks that maybe this is a hint that we're going to be seeing the first 3 cost item for Dash maybe in the next couple days.
Oh, that would be interesting. I'm excited to see what's going on.
I'm scared. Like, if they feel this need to create item hate, what crazy items are they going to reveal?
Oh, gosh. Okay, yeah, that scares me a little bit now. But let's move on for now. Let's go to High Striker. It's a rare, so it'll be red, yellow, blue. Cost 0, blocks for 2. The next time an attack you control hits this turn, create 6 copper tokens with go again.
I think this card is hilarious. I love the art, the just giant strong man, big guy. He's crushing the hammer bell.
He looks like he's got baby heads coming out of his shoulders.
Oh, more than he's got my head coming out of his shoulders. His arms are ginormous. But I think this card probably isn't good again unless we see a lot of copper support. But I really love the idea of playing it in Kasai. You pop this down, you attack with Saber, you get 8 copper tokens in one turn, you double cash in, you draw 4 cards and just like bring in all the value. Again, I don't think this card is actually that good, but I love the idea of just being able to double cash in and go for all the value.
Wow, that would be a little bit crazy.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
Okay, so here's a new item. This is going to be fun. So it's a rare. It's called Amulet of Haven Call. Costs 0, pitches for 3, does not block. But I guess items in general don't block. So it's got go again. Defense reaction. Destroy Amulet of Haven Call. Search your deck for a card named Rally the Rear Guard. Add it to this chain link as a defending card, then shuffle. Activate this ability only if you have no cards in hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this card is very good. I don't understand this card. Paying like a 0 go again item can always have some niche uses if you really want to. Triggering stuff like non-attack actions for your rune blades or something, I don't know. And then pulling up Rally the Rear Guard. Rally the Rear Guard is for Monarch, and it's a card where it blocks for, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3, and then you can discard a card to increase its defense value. But you can only activate this ability if you have no cards in hand, so it's not like you can really use that ability. So honestly, this card confuses me. I don't really understand what it's doing. Maybe that's just my small brain not being able to see the big brain plays that this card involves. I love the art, but that's about as far as my love for this card goes.
Yeah, that's fair. I honestly don't know Rally the Rearguard that well, so I can't super talk about this card, but at the same time, just like only if you have no cards in hand. That just I don't like it. Like it could be a good failsafe if you've already used all of your hand to block and you just need that extra little bit. Like maybe you're trying to, I don't know, avoid a frostbite token or something. Like if this hits, deal 1 arcane or something like that. But I don't know. It just feels like not good enough.
The worst part of this card means I have to put Rally the Rearguard in my deck, which
Also
just isn't
true.
worth the space.
Nah. So that kind of sucks. But we'll see. Maybe someone can make it work and we'll be proven wrong.
It won't be me.
Me neither. It's okay. Until then, let's move on. Fire Breathing is our next card. It is a majestic, so it only pitches for red. Costs 2, attacks for 3, blocks for 3. Instant ability, pay 1, fire breathing gains +1, activate this ability only while fire breathing is attacking.
So, my wife here won't know this because she never played Magic, but fire breathing is actually a term used in Magic. It's an ability that's given to red cards where you can pay 1 red to give that creature +1 attack till the end of turn.
Oh.
So when I saw this card made me laugh. I can't believe that Legend Story Studio literally just put the fire breathing mechanic for Magic the Gathering onto its own card. I think it's super flavorful for Everfest. The idea of a fire breather at a carnival is just amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
And I love the flavor call out to Magic. And I think that this card is actually really good. Being able to make your opponent make a decision that, okay, I'm going to attack with this, and if they just block the 3, you're able to pump, and go over them, or if they overblock, they throw out 6, 7 block, you can just choose to not pump it up and play something else. So I think this card is actually really good. It could be really interesting for you in your Viserai deck. Like after you Sonata Arcanix, you play this card, you've got 7 cards in hand, and you just pitch them all away and make this card a 15 attack, 18 attack card. I really like this card. I think this card's really good and could see a lot of play.
That's really interesting. I didn't think about that. Every time I see instant cost 1, I just think like once per turn instant. But like and it's just ingrained in my brain, and I need to get it out of there because Exude Confidence reads the same way, and I'm just like, oh, I guess it only attacks for 6 or whatever, but I can pump it up to I can pump up fire breathing to like a gazillion.
Yeah. Again, this is a card that really helps with those clunky, you just draw a bunch of blue cards, you can't push as much offensive damage as you can. No, if you're able to play this from Arsenal, pitch a card to pay for it, let's say you have 4 blues in hand and this in Arsenal, you pitch it, you're then able to pump it for 11.
Oof.
Like this is coming in for 14 off of a full blue hand. This card is great.
Alright, yeah, I like this. I like this card. It's a good card. See, it looks like we've just got a couple more. We've got our Talisman of Featherfoot next. It's a rare, costs 0, pitches for yellow. Has go again. When an attack you control gains exactly +1 power from an effect during the reaction step, destroy Talisman of Featherfoot and the attack gains go again. Woo!
Yeah, this card is interesting. It has a lot of hoops to jump through. I like the name Featherfoot and kind of calling out to Flock of the Featherwalkers. This is their Featherfoot, giving go again. But I don't know how many cards are actually just giving +1 during the reaction step. My immediate thought is Ninja. They have the breaking scales to be able to give +1 as an attack reaction. Maybe a lunging press gives exactly +1.
See, I was thinking Warrior because Iron Song response and just all kinds of stuff only gives +1 during the reaction phase.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, if you're playing attack reactions that give +1, this card could be good to expand your chain. But it is pretty niche. I don't think it's going to see very broad play, but
that's fair.
It definitely could have its niche uses.
Yeah.
I wouldn't write this card off like I would the other one.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's go to Bingo. It's a majestic generic attack action. It pitches for red. It costs 1, attacks for 5, blocks for 3. When Bingo hits a hero, they reveal a card from their hand. If an attack action card is revealed this way, Bingo gets go again. If a non-attack action card is revealed this way, draw a card.
So this card seems to be kind of controversial about if it's actually good or not, and I haven't decided. 1 for 5 is really good rate. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Just baseline stats, being able to block for 3, and then you have the chance to either get go again or to draw a card. So it's like a fancy snatch or just a really strong ravenous rabble. But this card also does nothing if your opponent reveals a reaction card or an instant card. It would just be a 1 for 5, which again, I don't know if that's necessarily that bad. I think this card could see some uses. Being able to see a card in your opponent's hand, even if it's something they reveal, is still information that could be valuable. And depending on the matchup, you'll always... I wouldn't play this against Dory because you'd never get any value out of it. But if you're playing it against Viserai and they don't seem to be having a lot of defense reactions, then you're very likely to always get go again or draw a card, which are both, in my opinion, some of the strongest things you can do in Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's a good card, personally.
I just want to attack with it and say, bingo, 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 bingo.
That would be super fun. Okay, I'm going to do that now.
Okay, you do that. It'll look less ridiculous from you.
Okay. Next, we have our Potion of Luck, and I think this is our last one.
That it is.
It's a rare. It costs 0, pitches for blue. Its instant ability is destroy it, shuffle your hand and arsenal into your deck, and then draw that many cards.
I think this card's awesome. I actually really love this card. It's probably one of my new favorite potions. I really like it. I love the art, especially the genie-shaped lamp. It's incredible. It looks very Aladdin-esque. I was kind of wondering where they were going to go with the potion space. With all of them, they gave resources, they gave action points, and they gave power. I didn't know what they were going to do with the next ones, but seeing essentially a Hope Merchant's Hood, except even better on a card, I think is a good space to go. Being able to fix those hands, get bad cards out of Arsenal, and then draw them up. If you play this in Ranger, you could have the nuts and ditch this and both your Arsenal slots, draw 6 cards in hand. That gives you some good defensive pressure. I actually think this card's really good. It helps even out some of those hands, and basically could do what Crown of Seeds does, where it gives your Arsenal up into your hand and gives you extra cards. It's not as good as Crown, but I think this card's really good. I think this one could see play.
Yeah, I really like it.
All right, well, that's all of them. That concludes the previews that we have seen today for day 1 of the Everfest spoilers. Make sure to take a look at all of the previews that are going to happen tomorrow. We'll post the link down below to see which content creators are going to be revealing what cards. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow to give our insights into all of the new cards that get spoiled. Hopefully they'll be as spicy as Bravo, and we'll start to see some more class support. Most of these cards were generic and not class specific, so that's my hopes for tomorrow.
Oh, me too. I'm really excited to see the weapon get revealed tomorrow.
That's right. Yep, we get a weapon reveal tomorrow, so everyone look forward to that. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Duskblade replacement. Just kidding.
Never.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow with some more spoiler wrap-ups.